You talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, willing dealing, limo jet flying. We Rick flaring on us, flaring on us. We Rick flaring on us. You talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, willing dealing, limo jet flying. We Rick flaring on us, flaring on us. Yeah, we Rick flaring on us, flaring on us. It's apparent these girls staring. I'm Rick flaring, gold across my chest. I'm fresh to death, I'm Paul Bearing, not at all scary. When I open like Betty Wops and find to these circles that's going in like a carry shot. Woo! I'm going in like a Mary Pop off that Mary Crop at the top flow at the Marriott. So questioning me is like questioning you. See, we the best dressed, so come and get blessed with the crew. Not one but two, different ways to slaughter your crew. Committed tat across the chest, I guess she blessed with the truth. People want to see them checks, representation of proof. Living through my elders, trying to resonate to the youth. But ain't nothing to get my flash on. Longevity is heavily embedded in my melanin. Layman terms, I last long. My grind repetitive, I'm smoother than real silk. Lyrical cash cow who can't cry for spilled milk. We in here. You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, willing dealing, limo jet flying. We Rick flaring on us, flaring on us. We Rick flaring on us. You flaring to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, willing dealing, limo jet flying. We Rick flaring on us, flaring on us. We Rick flaring on us, flaring on us. This ain't no normal situation, this preparation with greatness. Industry full of fakeness, it's really up for the taking. See, life is what happened to you, more so how you take it. Don't get stripped of your knowledge and mentally leave you naked. I like to live otherwise. I'm sorry that I'm fresh to death. I put the polo and apologize. See, black son, we ain't nothing like the mother guys. Quit to socialize, we organize, then we mobilize. Off the deep end like a scuba diver. And no confusion, just keep it pushing like Uber drivers. Woo! Business fresh just like a supervisor in a Gucci visor. Can't find a smoother rhymer. You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, willing dealing, limo jet flying. We Rick flaring on us, flaring on us. We Rick flaring on us. You talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, willing dealing, limo jet flying. We Rick flaring on us, flaring on us. We Rick flaring on us, flaring on us.
Yeah, DQ baby. Shout out that boy Nigga for that fire track. Hey, Black Sun, sun up. What's up, Vinny Vegas? What in Vegas? Yeah. Shout out Pharaoh's Kids, D-Phase. Yeah. Bubba C. Yeah. Rick flaring on them. Rick flaring on them. Rick flaring on them. Rick flaring, sun up, baby.
Hey, yo, Scotty, you going crazy for this one. We see what you're doing, we salute you. Hey, let's get it started. It's Backpack Capital One. What's in your wallet? Got a call from my man A. Scott. I said I got it. Love that you highlighting all of these black colleges. Try to pay me for doing this. Look, bruh, if you don't get off my line with that foolishness, voice of the swag, pull up where you at. No cap if the Brody is speaking the soft facts. My advice, tune in to every show. Captain Petty, but we know that the sergeant is with the smoke. Speculate, just tell me what is we doing. Get into it, okay, look, I'ma say this and keep it moving. My boy Scotty, man, he offered the least. Black grad, paying college, I'm glad that he called me. Walking cause we all been taught that talk is cheap. Even primetime knows Scott for the HBCU streets.
Cut the music! I don't feel like that's right. I don't feel like I'm coming in the, let me come in the right way. You know what I'm saying? Let me come in the right way. was talking about, listen, I've been waiting for this moment. I've been waiting for this moment. I just been sitting back waiting, peeping in the wings. Who is that peeking in my window? Blah, hoo, ha, theta, new. Who is that peeking in? I've been waiting. You guys will go have to come see me sooner or later. Y'all was all on your high horse. Okay, you was all on your high horse. Oh, we going to the championship. You haven't seen me since Nebraska, but it's okay. It was coming. It was this train was gonna get off the track sooner or later. And listen, it's nothing better. You know how I like to do Colorado fans? You know how I like to do Colorado fans? I like to do Colorado fans. This is how I like to do Colorado fans. I like to let them build their Legos. Oh, I like, when you a little kid and you get to imagine it. Oh, I'm gonna put a castle over here. And I'm gonna build a fort over here. And then I'm gonna do this right here, and I'm gonna stack it all the way. And I want you to get it all the way up. All the way up to the top. And I'm gonna come in like Snoop Dogg and Baby Boy. Fuck your fort, nigga. That's how I'm coming in this mug. Like Snoop Dogg and Baby Boy. Fuck your fort, nigga. I don't care about that. I don't care about that. What? You lost to they weren't even bowl eligible. They weren't even bowl eligible. What Bubba does say, and he trash. Trash. But y'all was living on them hopes and dreams. Travis Hunter all in the videos. Travis Hunter all on Twitch. Oh, no, chat. He talking chat. Oh, he talking chat. Yeah, oh, he don't want none of it. I don't want to hear none of that. Got that ass whooped. Got that ass whooped. It's nothing, listen, it's nothing better. It's a good day when Colorado misery is raining down. I want to know where Emmanuel Acho at.
There is one other participant in the conference.
Where Robert G3 at? All that dick riding they be doing. Where they at? Nowhere to be found. Nowhere to be found. But we gonna get into this. We gonna get into it. We gonna get into it. Call lines are open. 518-263-8124. 518-263-8124. Now let's be great game overall. It was a great game. Let me say this for all the Shedeur fans. The hit was dirty. I can't stand Colorado like the next person, right? Can't stand them. Hate them. Want to see them lose every game. The hit was dirty. Point blank, period. There's no getting around it. There's no excusing it. There's no, maybe. The hit was dirty. It was dirty. It is a lot of stuff. It's a lot of stuff that I'm cool because I didn't have a problem. I didn't have a problem with the hit at Colorado State last year. I really didn't. I felt like that was a tone setter, right? Like I gotta set a tone. So I didn't have a problem with that hit. That I didn't have a problem with. The one he did, the one the white boy did today when he dove at his, that was dirty. That was dirty. That ain't no question. Comments, y'all can cry, y'all can bitch and moan about that all you want, but it was a dirty hit. I will concede that point. It was dirty. There's no ifs and buts about it, right? But this is what I want to talk about. Okay. This is what happens when people who criticize the Colorado offense, they get called haters. And this is, I'm going to keep saying it, and people won't like to hear it, but you can't put Shedeur over Cam Ward just because of the offense that Shedeur is in. I am so sorry. He throws the ball behind the line of scrimmage more than anybody in college football. That's why he has these crazy percentages. That's why he got 70%, 75%, 80%. He throws the ball behind the line of scrimmage more than anybody in college. It is so much. It's like, bro, all they do, throw it to the left, throw it to the right, throw it to the left, throw it to the right. And don't get me wrong, I understand they got big play guys. You just want to get the ball in their hand. I get it. But I'm telling you, I'm not saying Shedeur is not draftable. I'm not saying that at all. I know he's going to be a top 10 pick. All I'm saying is this. When you compare him to the quarterbacks that push the ball down the field consistently, it's just not that good. Like, yes, when he throws it deep, you're like, oh my God, did you see that throw? But 80% of Shedeur's passes are behind the line of scrimmage, or at least 5 yards. At least 5 yards. Now, in the pocket presence, A1. Buying time, A1. Accuracy, A1. I'm not taking anything away from him on that. But you got to keep it a buck. When you watch this offense, it is literally throw it to the left behind the line of scrimmage. Throw it to the right behind the line of scrimmage. Throw it to the left behind the line of scrimmage. Throw it to the right. Wide receiver screen to the right. Wide receiver screen to the left. Tunnel screen to the right. Tunnel screen to the left. Flare to the right. Half of the offense is that. Literally, half of the offense is that. And then when he does make a throw down the seam or he does make a throw, everybody's like, oh my God, wow, look at that throw. I'm just saying he doesn't do them very often. He can make them. I'm not taking anything away from Shedeur. He's a talented quarterback. He is what he is, but God damn, the offense is so basic. So basic. Absolutely basic. It's just crazy. But it's funny to me, right? It's funny to me. At the same, you can do a quick game offense without it having going behind the line of scrimmage. You can still run quick game without it always being behind the line of scrimmage. I'm telling you, 80% of his passes are behind the line of scrimmage. So then my question would be to you is if you put him in an offense that does not, that's why to me, and we're going to get into the game. I promise you we're going to get into the game. This is why to me his dad can't go with him to the NFL. He just can't, because he's not going to stretch Shedeur. And what I mean by that is I don't believe that Shedeur should just be completely out of his pocket and do something completely against his skill set. But at the same time, has he been stretched to do something different? He's been in the same offense for 4 years. And again, people say you can't run the ball, but I can take you back to a couple games where they were adding tight ends and they were being creative in running the football. Kansas's D-line is not all world. They're really not. And you saw it in their pass rush. The run, it's just, you have to, it can't just be, like literally the whole game is inside zone. It's either RPO or inside zone. That's all they ran. When they were going when they went against Central Florida, they had the tight end in there. They had an H-back back there. They were doing pulls. They were doing counters. It was very creative. They added the tight end for blocking. They added the H-back for blocking. It was very, very creative. When you're watching this game today, it was literally inside zone. The 4th and 1 stop, inside zone. Because Shedeur ain't keeping it. So what are we talking? It was just inside zone, inside zone, inside. That's all it was. It was nothing creative about it. So people love to say, y'all love to dick ride and say, oh my God, they can't run the ball. Well, when you're not being creative and trying to run the ball, that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. But let's get into this ass whooping. Because that's what this was. It was an ass whooping. It was an ass whooping. It was a straight ass whooping. And hey, listen. What I love about this game, right? And again, what I love about this game is this. They stayed within themselves. Right? They knew their best player was their running back. Their offensive line. And hey, what happened to that awesome D-line that Colorado was supposed to have? Huh? What happened to that? What happened to that awesome D-line that got revamped and Warren Sapp, building up? What happened to a team that's not even bowl eligible? What happened? But anyway, 37 carries, 207 yards, 3 tubs. Jalen Daniels. And really, how he killed them was not by his arm. He really killed them with his legs and buying time and extending plays and quarterback keeps and quarterback sneaks. That was really where the passing was there. It was when it needed to be, but really it was his legs as well. And them rushing for over, I believe, 300 yards. Woo! I think it was like 280. It might be 288. I think they ran for 288. Just absolutely disgusting. Absolutely. 6.1 yards a carry. Ain't that your thing, Rock? That's what you say, Rocky. If you getting 5 yards a pop, why you not running that? That's what you said. That's what you said, Rock. This is how you control the line of scrimmage. This is why I continue to say that Colorado has a trenches problem. It is cute when it's all outside, throw the ball, run up and down the field, laissez-faire. That's all cute. But Colorado has a trenches problem, and you saw it rear its head today. It reared its head bad because Kansas was not going to do anything different. Kansas was not going to do anything different. They said, we're going to run the ball. Our running back is better than yours. Our running attack is better than your passing attack. And we believe that our DBs and our defense can manage the game and make plays when they need to make plays. And that's what they did. And made stops when they made stops. But again, this is my thing, right? And I was talking to Rocky. We were texting. And I said, Colorado reminds me of the young Kansas City Chiefs teams. And if anybody remembers those young Patrick Mahomes teams, is where they would just bomb you over Baghdad. You would do a 10-play drive, and then they would come out and score in 4 or 5 plays. Or it would be like a big play to Tyreek Hill over the top, like in a matter of seconds. That shit is disheartening. That is disheartening. If you've ever played the game of football, that is disheartening, where you go on 10, 11, 12-play drives, and you come out and then they score in 4 plays or score in 5 plays. It is disheartening, right? And that is how Colorado demoralizes you. That's how they really demoralize you, is because no matter how many points you score, they're never out of a game because they have the big playability. They have the one play to Travis Hunter. They have the one play to Jimmy Horn. They have the one play to Webster. They have the one play to Omarion. That kid is freaking amazing. Can I say that? That freshman, number Demarion, or whatever his name is, Omarion, that Bama is good. He made some tough catches. That Bama's good, right? But that's how they demoralize you. So it never really matters how many points you're up until the game says 0-0-0. Miller, that boy Miller nice. That boy Miller nice. That boy cold. All right, so that is how they get you. But again, if you make Colorado an 8, 10, 12-play drive team, they will make mistakes. The O-line will make mistakes. Shador will make mistakes. Receivers, it just happens. They'll drop a ball. They'll get a penalty. They'll get a false start. Something will happen. And that is what Kansas made Colorado uncomfortable. Is like, listen, we'll give you all the short shit all you want, and we'll come up and rally, and we'll make the tackle, and we'll see how long you can do it, because the one thing you do have to give the Shador is that he's never afraid to take what the defense gives him. But if the defense is deliberately giving it to you and they feel that we can come up and make the tackles, that we can rally to the point of attack and we can do what we need to do, you'll make the mistake before we do. And you saw it throughout the game. False start, a holding call, a drop pass, a hurry, right? Like all those little things add up. And then what made Kansas even great, which I was shocked, and I told Rocky I was a little nervous about, was did Kansas believe in their running attack to sustain throughout the game? That was my worry. Was Kansas's running attack, Devin Neal and Jalen Daniels, when the game got tight and the moment gets bigger, will they show up? Will the O-line show up? Will the play calling show up? Because I'll tell you one thing. Whoever the OC at Kansas is almost fucked the game up. Whoever is the offensive coordinator at Kansas almost messed the game up. How every time you get in the red zone, you start throwing the ball? The 2 field goals, I believe it's 2 field goals. The 2 field goals that Kansas kicked was because you on the 2-yard line and you want to run once and then throw the ball. I was losing my stuff. I was over here losing my stuff. But I'm telling you, one thing after another, and anybody will tell you, when that running attack gets leaning on you, those O-lines start leaning on you, and they start pushing you around, they make you want to know if you really want to play this game of football. And Devin Neal, he just got drafted. I don't know where he was on the draft board, but that kid, I love the way that kid runs. He reminds me of like a young Maurice Jones-Drew. He reminds me of a young Maurice Jones-Drew, but he doesn't have like the all the way to breakaway ability that Jones-Drew had, but he has that stature. He has that build. He reminds me of Devin Montgomery from the Detroit Lions. He reminds me of Montgomery from the Detroit Lions. He's draftable. That kid is getting drafted. 4th, 5th, he's getting drafted because of a performance like that, and you can see that he's a bell cow. The kid runs hard. It wasn't too many 3rd and 2s that he didn't get, right? Cam, I love Cam. Cam and Silman Craig, I think he's an awesome safety, great tackler in open space. But every time you thought he had him down, he would get you an extra lunge or extra 1 yard or extra 2 yards to get it going. And that's really what saved the game in this, right? I think Kareem Hunt is a good one. Kareem Hunt's a good comp. 85-72 coming to you.
Hey, what's going on?
What's up, man? Talk to me.
Not much, man. Good game. Like I said, Coach Prime, the trenches is going to always be the problem. I learned a long time ago, man, I never forget. A guy, Urban Meyer, was out of football for maybe a year before he went to Ohio State. Before he got any skill players, he said, I got to go into the trenches. And I never forget that. I haven't forgot that when he went up. So if you're going to win in college football, you got to win in the trenches. It was good seeing, I'm going to tell you, Nilly was good last year. Kansas had a way better record last year, kind of tailed off, because a lot of the kids from Michigan is on that team. So I saw a lot of the guys on there, man, especially that linebacker. He was at West Bloomfield. He played with Donovan Edwards a few years ago. They had that boy Grant. He played at King High School. He won a couple of state championships. So it was good to see the guys play. But I'm going to be honest with you. Man, Deion, people dislike him, but college football is in a different era. And he's still going to have to do some work. I mean, I get it. That offense is still suspect. But you remember when they played Nebraska, you saw what happened, man.
The trenches. The trenches.
I mean, you see the adjustments that they kept on doing when they did the motion? So I never thought the defense never really could have figured it out. Livingston, he didn't figure it out because everything was in motion. So those guys always, you could tell they were uneasy the whole game. My question, do you still think they got an outside chance? Because that Big 12, man.
It's ugly.
Man,
it's ugly. Yeah, man. Because it's so many, it's so many, like, Colorado beat Arizona State. Arizona State beat BYU. BYU beat Kansas. It's just no, Kansas beat BYU. I think Kansas beat BYU.
Yeah, man, they won 3 straight games.
Yeah.
They beat Arizona State, maybe Iowa State. They beat BYU, and they beat Colorado. They're the first team ever to be under 500 to beat 3 ranked teams, man.
That's that.
I'm trying to tell you, last year Kansas was good because I had a kid from my town, man, where I live in Southfield, Michigan, named what you call it, Isaiah Marshall, who beat the boy Bryce Underwood in the state championship. He had Kansas, man. So, you know, they were peaking up, man, because I was one of the big reasons why he decided to commit there, man. But like I told you before, man, to Deion figure out that offensive line and that defensive line, I mean, they look good, but all that action, man, before the play, they kept switching the play. Colorado just never seemed like they could get their parents in that game. And that's something, I mean, they're going to have to work on, man. But like I said, I know a lot of people probably hating on Deion and saying this and that.
I am.
I just got a question.
That's me.
Why you dislike Deion so much?
That's me. Raise my hand. That's me. Why do I dislike Deion? I just like, I don't know. I just like to see that. I just like to see all the foolishness. I like the chaos. I don't know why. It does something to me. I just like the chaos.
I'm gonna tell you a little story about me, man. I had a good brother, man. He played real good, man. He ended up winning the University of Michigan. He played in the Under Armour game, and Deion was coaching. I got a chance to meet Deion the same year Bucky came out of high school. Deion, he a cool guy. I think sometimes he could be over the top, man. But I mean, you know, he a salesman, man. Think about this. I know you might not like it, but really college football really needed Colorado to make that playoff because people ain't really watching the game like people think, man. Go look at them ratings. Them ratings ain't as strong as what people, you want to sometimes get the casual fan. You know, you got the diehard, but the casual fans are who you want to watch to make the money. I just want to throw that out there, man. But hey, you know, before I get off, what you think about Miles winning in the first round of the playoffs?
I think that's huge. Chennisberry never did it. Chennisberry never did it.
Rocky and y'all said it. Is Alabama State gonna make that move?
You got to
get that boy Maynard up out of there.
You got to, man. You got to. You got to. And I wish I was able to stream it, but I'm gonna definitely watch the next week one, man.
I'm gonna tell you this now. That was big. If they still want to play, I get it, Maynard. You pay them all that money. But somebody just think about getting that brother Shay, because I'm telling you.
Appreciate the call. Gotta let you go. Colorado. Talking about Colorado's loss. I need a basket. You talking about HBCU stuff. I need a basket in this Colorado loss. I want people to.
Sometimes you gotta pop out and show niggas. Certified boogeyman. I'm the one that up the score with.
Come on. I've been waiting for this. Don't. Hey, I swear to God, if somebody say something else about an HBCU, I'm hanging up on you. I'm enjoying my Colorado misery.
Sometimes you gotta pop out and show niggas. Certified boogeyman. I'm the one that up the score with them.
Come on, man. Don't pop my bubble. Don't bitch, don't kill my vibe. Okay, I'm on that. I'm on that tonight. Rocky, coming to you.
Hey man, you like that dude that's been on that 6-month drought, and you finally get you a shot. And you acted like it's the best you ever had, man. It's Kansas beat Colorado, bro, in the Arrowhead Stadium. They weren't. You could say that Colorado may have took Kansas lightly. You know what I mean?
Not my problem.
To me, it looked like they was ill prepared to deal with what Kansas was doing, man. They weren't prepared to stop the running game. They in my opinion, it's simple. You should have committed more guys to the box and made Jaden Daniels a passer. Like they just came in with a really vanilla game plan, and with a mobile quarterback and a strong running game, defense got handled. You got handled. But like I say, you know, at the end of the day, Scotty, you waited 5 weeks, so you should enjoy this. You should enjoy this, the gloat and celebrate. You know, because I don't think this can. I don't know what is going to be played, But if it's in any kind of inclement weather or anything like that, I don't think this team can stand up to a inclement weather game. You know what I mean? Because they don't have no desire to run the ball at all.
Hey, Rocky, Rocky, I got a question.
Up?
I got a question for you. I just got one. I just got one question. Like, is this the beginning of the end? It was coming. This time was coming, Rocky. It was coming.
It's football.
Oh, now it's football.
Guys.
Oh, now it's football. Now it's football. Okay. All right.
It's football. Army gonna probably beat Notre Dame tonight, bro. Like at the end of the day, it's football. And if you catch the right team in the wrong way, you can win. Colorado does not have a dominant all-time great college football team. You know that, bro.
Yeah,
you know
well, there is a lot of parity.
They only can win.
There's a lot of
parity. Can win one way, bro. They only can win one way.
With the big play. Everything, listen,
yeah.
Listen, and you kept saying that they needed to take away. They needed to take away. They needed to take away. And Kansas never gave them that opportunity, never gave them the momentum, never kind of like, did something that you just like, oh, that was so boneheaded. Like, why would you do that? They made Colorado have to earn everything they got. And I would say this, what I love to see is I love to see Kansas run that zone stretch and then let Neal find the gap, because a lot of times when they were moving, those linebackers would come into the gap and they would get plugged up and Neal just cut off of it. It was a beautiful thing to see, man. It was a running back clinic. The blocking was a clinic and the running back room was a clinic. It was a clinic.
Yeah, we might have one over there in the back. But yeah, no. Here's the deal. I think the back played his best game in his career tonight. Like I done seen him play like 3 years in a row. He ain't never been like that. You know what I mean? He's been a good back, but he ain't. No. He ain't never been like that. He like he was making guys miss in the backfield. He remind me of Sean Alexander. The way he was making them subtle movements to make them guys miss and then still get down here. Like, I ain't never seen that from him. Like I say, he done played Baylor 3 years in a row. 4 years, man. Now, he been on some bad teams. I will say that. He been on some bad teams. But hey, I ain't never seen it.
Hey, that Bama was on national television tonight, and he said, let me show you how I get down. He said, let me show you what it looked like.
Yeah, he did. He did. But and guess what? What's his name, them? Colorado, them, they was in a situation where they got tired of tackling on boy, man. They just said the hell with it. We gonna start hitting him, and we gonna start trying to trip him and ride his back, and doing all that, man. That's that old school brand of football, man. That's that brand of football I love. That's that brand of football that don't nobody want to play no more.
Just straight smash mouth. Hey, you know what's coming. We're going to do what it is. You know what I'm saying? We're going to run the ball. Yeah. Are you going to stop it? But I think if I'm being honest, Rock, and let me know if you agree or disagree. I think the X factor on top, it was Jalen Daniels' legs. Like like, you know how those times where it's like 3rd and 2, 3rd and 3, or 3rd and 6, and he would step up and run out the pocket and pick up those first downs. That to me, because what happens is, and what you've seen from Colorado teams is, a lot of quarterbacks, they end up throwing a bad situation. They end up throwing a bad ball. They put the team in a bad situation, and then Colorado gets the field, they get the ball or whatever. But the back-breaking drives were the ones that Jalen Daniels was able to get out, run for 10, 15, 20 yards, and keep those drives rolling. And then, hey, let's go back to our bread and butter. Let's give it back to Neal. And it was good.
Let me say this, Scotty. When the other team, I can't remember if Kansas punted or not. I don't remember a punt. But they may have punted, but I don't remember a punt. And when the other team don't punt, it's a bad day for your defense. Here's the thing about Jalen Daniels, though, or Jalen Daniels. He never had to press. He never had to put nothing up.
Agreed.
Everything was always comfortable
and manageable.
He was like a jump shooter with a lead. You know what I mean? It's easy to shoot them jump shots with a lead, and that's what he was. He never had to press. He had never had to force the ball to a covered guy. You know what I mean? It just was a comfortable game for him, right? And because he had to, there was a point in the game where I thought Colorado was going to change the tide. It was 3rd and 9. They were on their side of the field, and them jokers sitting around and ran an outside zone for 13 yards. I'm like, well, Colorado can't win. They can't get them off the field. 3rd and 9 with one score down, and they hand off an outside zone, and they run for 13 yards. Just downhill, and he picks it up. Colorado, they gave up 300. I'm gonna say at the end of the day, with like 308, 309 yards. You can't beat nobody giving up that. You shouldn't even expect to win. You shouldn't even expect to. Now, what has happened to Colorado is, when they get off to those fast starts, teams usually abandon the running game, right?
Yeah.
And when you abandon the running game and you put the game in the guy in the quarterback's hands to just pass you to a victory, most teams aren't able to do it, man.
They can't do it.
Most teams can't do it, so they can't do it, man. But hey, enjoy this victory.
Thank
you. As a Colorado fan, I take this. I'm satisfied. They as far exceeded my expectations as a Colorado fan. They are better than respectable. And hopefully next week they can get a victory. I don't even know who they play next week.
It don't matter. It's another loss.
Sometimes you gotta pop out and show niggas. Certified boogeyman. I'm the one that up the score with them.
I hope they don't play another team trying to get bowl eligible. I don't want them to be in that situation. Because them guys was playing like, them guys were playing with their hair on fire trying to get to a bowl game. They want some PlayStations, sweatsuits, and some gift cards, man. So. All right, then, bro.
Hey, appreciate it, Rob. Appreciate the call.
I'll sit back and listen. All right.
Sometimes you gotta pop out and show niggas. Certified boogeyman. I'm the one that up the score.
Y'all not gonna mess. Listen, I don't care about no Primettes. I don't care about them CU Buff fans. Y'all not about to mess up my victory lap.
It took me way back down memory lane.
I remember those days when y'all was losing.
It took me way back down memory lane.
I remember it like it was yesterday. Back to back to back to back. That's what I'm waiting for. Willie, coming to you. What's up, Willie?
Hey, Scotty, thank you for taking my call. I just want to address these DDRs and these Primettes tonight.
Okay,
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. Somebody else, a guy named Ron Griffin in your chat said he hoped they play. He was a couple of things he said in the SEC, and then he turned around and said he hoped they play Ole Miss with skull drug Colorado ass. Every fucking team in the SEC will beat the shit out of Colorado. It's not on the same level. I don't know why y'all so. That's a weak ass. That's one of the weakest conference in the Power 5 division. It is the weakest conference in the Power 5 division. You better hope that if they get bowl eligible, you better hope that they play somebody from the ACC. You better hope that they play somebody from the ACC.
Fact.
Because the SEC gonna skull drug their ass and probably get 4 or 5 of them injured. It's not the same fucking level. I don't know what y'all be looking at. When Deion was in the SWAC, Deion had more talent than anybody in the SWAC. But when he took his ass over to the Celebration Bowl, he got his ass whooped. He surrounded himself with pretty good coaching, but he had good talent, but he got out-coached in both of those Celebration Bowls. I don't know what, and the reason why people don't like him is because he's a fucking charlatan. He's a fucking phony. That's why people don't like Deion. He was all right when see, first of all, Scotty, you need to explain this to these people. When a motherfucker come to you and say, well, we don't have to go over there to the white folks. We can do this stuff ourselves. We can do this stuff ourselves. We can do this. We can build this and do this. The first opportunity he see the white man eyes got smoke coming from him. He think it's cold. That's why people don't like him. But back to this football thing. If he play anybody in the SEC run, they'll get their ass skull drug. Believe me. And I tell you what, Ron. If they do pull somebody in the SEC, I got $1,000 that the SEC will win. Any team in the SEC, Vanderbilt, fucking Carolina, Mississippi State, and one of them. They'll beat the shit out of them. You're losing your damn mind. You don't know fucking football. I just wanted to get on there and say that to them damn DDR. Bye. Thank you for taking my call, Scott.
Anytime, Appreciate the call, Mr. Willie. Listen, and if you're new to the program, you don't know what a DDR is. That's a Dion Dick Rider. All right, that's Dion Nutsack Defenders. Anyway, listen, man, I don't even know what to say right now. Like, I'm just so excited that they lost. I've been waiting on this moment. I've been sitting and plotting. I was like, hey, how am I gonna get back in this thing? Because they winning too much. But like Prom said, but my God is an on-time God. My God is an on-time God. If you didn't know, what? On time. I love it. You may not come when you want him, but he'll be there right on time. And you lose to a non-bowl eligible team? That's what we doing? That's what we doing? Wow. I thought we was better than that, Colorado. I thought we was better than that, Colorado. But I guess not. But again, listen, I don't know where. I'm not saying that Colorado is a bad team. I'll be lying to tell you that. I just think that what they do is very gimmicky. That's just my personal opinion. I just think it's very gimmicky. I feel like if you have a solid defensive plan and you can tackle, you can stop what Colorado likes to do because, again, 75 to 80% of their passes are behind the line of scrimmage. You have to come up and make tackles. Shador can throw for 250, 300 yards because half of it's behind the line of scrimmage, and the guys are breaking for 40, 50, 60-yard touchdowns, right? So it's essentially get the ball in my playmaker's hand. And so Shador throws a 3-yard pass sideways that goes for 60 or 50 yards, and then on the stat sheet it says he's thrown for 267 or 280. And he's missed 3 throws. And the 3 throws that he missed were the ones down the field, 5 or 10 yards down the field. It is what it is. And like, if you're looking at like draftable quarterbacks, listen, is he better than Carson Beck? Absolutely. He is. I don't think he's better than Cam Ward. I think Cam Ward has a worse defense and has to do more for his team to keep them competitive in the ACC. And the ACC is just as bad as the Big 12, if we're being honest. It ain't no slugfest teams in the ACC. So they're pretty much playing in one of the same conferences, and they both ass, right? But Cam does more with less pieces around him defensively wise, right? Like, don't get me wrong, Colorado was bad last year. They've revamped it to be somewhat decent, to be able to get some type of stops, to help Shador in that offense out to some extent, to some degree, right? So that is what it is. So I think you take Cam Ward over him. Listen, if you watch the Ole Miss game, Jackson Dart, they're not the same player. Cam Ward and Shador are not the same player. Not even close. They're not even close to the same. That's just asinine to say. They're not the same player. I like Jackson Dart. I really do. I know people won't probably like today wasn't a good day. Right? Him playing Florida wasn't a good day. Was not a good day. But I like Jackson Dart. I really do. I think he's a playmaker. I like him. He's a gunslinger. I never have a problem with I like gunslingers. Let me see. You got Carson Beck. You got I'm not a big fan of Dylan Gabriel. I'm not a fan of Dylan Gabriel. Let me see. Who else is coming out? Not a fan of Carson Beck. I think it's a shootout. I think it's a flat out shootout. But I think you have to give the slight edge to Colorado just because of what they are able to. Quinn Ewers, I like Quinn. I I think he has to be. I don't think he's better than Cam. I think if he's in a good system, I think Quinn Ewers is a solid quarterback. Quinn Ewers reminds me of like a Justin Herbert, right? Like if you get him in the right situation, he can thrive. But if you're asking him to be the end all be all to your program, like he has to be a Cam Newton or Peyton Manning, I don't think Quinn Ewers is that. I don't think he's that type of level of player. I think he's like the next tier down of quarterback play and control of an offense and being able to make throws. But okay, but listen, this is what I'm saying. Justin Herbert without Jim Harbaugh has been good, but not great. Oh, you're not putting Justin Herbert over Patrick Mahomes, the Bama from the Buffalo Bills, Baltimore Ravens. Who else? You could, let me see. Let me think. You got Patty. You got Buffalo Bills quarterback, the Ravens quarterback. Who else? I'm trying to think. You could take Tua if you want to. I think that's a push. I think Brock Purdy's better than him because he's in a better system than him. Not because he's more talented than Justin Herbert. I'll take CJ Stroud over Justin Herbert. Josh Allen, thank you. So I'm taking CJ Stroud over Justin. I'm taking Lamar. I'm taking Josh. I'm taking Patty. I'm taking who else? CJ, Lamar, Josh, Patrick. Burrow. I'm taking Joe over him. So I mean, it like for me, Justin Herbert is he looks better now with Jim because of what Jim is. He's not asking him to do a lot. They run the ball really well, and they asked Justin Herbert to throw the ball. Jared Goff is having an amazing year. Yeah, definitely got to throw Jared Goff in there, right? So to me, like the less you ask of Justin, the better Justin is. That's my situation. That's what you're seeing in LA. The less you ask Justin Herbert to do, the better he looks because he has a running like Jim Harbaugh believes in running the ball. Wherever he's gone, he believes in running the ball. When he was at San Francisco, he believed in running the ball. When he was at Michigan, he believed in running the ball. He wants a good quarterback, but he's going to ask you to do less because he's going to have a running attack. And that to me is Justin Herbert. I don't think when you saw Justin Herbert have to carry the Chargers time in and time out, it failed. It failed. So you can't put him in a top 5 category because he can't carry his team. He just can't. CJ Stroud carried his team his rookie year. Joe Burrow carried his team to the Super Bowl. Josh Allen has continued to carry that team. Patty Mahomes and Lamar Jackson. Need I say more? Need I say more? All right. Let me see. If you're a GM, you're taking Travis at number 1. It all depends on what you need. Drafting, like they always ask, do you draft for talent or do you draft for need? Right? Like, do you just get the best player available and you find a way to fit them in, or do you go with a need that you have? If you're the Raiders, I don't think. If you're the Giants, I don't see why you draft Travis Hunter. I just don't. If you're the Giants, I don't see why you take him. He doesn't improve your team because you don't have a quarterback. Now, if you want to go the Drew Lock way, if you believe in Drew Lock and you get Travis and you combine it with the Malik kid, Malik Neighbors, I don't have a problem with that. I don't have no problem with that. If you believe in Drew Lock and you're saying, you know what? Malik Neighbors and Travis Hunter, they're going to be our guys, and we're going to rock with them. I have no problem with that. I have no problem with that whatsoever, right? Because the Giants' defense hasn't been bad. It hasn't been like all the way bad. It's been pretty decent, right? They haven't just been getting blown out like the Cowboys every other week, right? So I would ride with that. But if you don't believe in Drew Lock and you don't believe in Tommy DeVito, you got to take a quarterback. You got to take a quarterback. It doesn't make sense. If you're the Raiders, you got to take a quarterback. You don't have one, right? So like I said, it just doesn't make sense unless you're the Giants, you make a trade for a veteran quarterback, and you go in a different direction. Then cool. If you go and get a veteran QB for New York and draft Travis Hunter, I have no problem with that. I think that's a dynamic duo. Listen, that's nasty. I don't care what nobody says. Travis Hunter at one side, Malik Neighbors at the other side. That's nasty. That's nasty. I mean, how you want it? How do you want it? Right? So I'll be cool with that. Right? Like if the Giants go get a veteran guy, I don't have a problem with that. Let me see. Maybe a Sam Darnold, right? Because J.J. McCarthy's going to come back sooner or later. So if you want to go get you a Sam Darnold to kind of be your placeholder until, your future QB comes in, maybe a 3-year deal, get Sam Darnold, that's not a bad look. That's not a bad go. You know what I'm saying? So I wouldn't have a problem with that, to be your placeholder until, you get your future young QB, or you draft Shedeur Sanders, or you draft Cam Ward. I like Cam Ward in the New York Giants system. That's just me. I think, listen, I'm going to keep it a buck with you. I ain't going to be on here long. I'm just going to enjoy my, but I think if I'm New York, I draft Cam Ward, and I ride with him and Malik, and I build around that. I think if you're the Las Vegas Raiders, you go get Shedeur. You got to get relevant. You just got to make yourself relevant. The Giants are always going to be the Giants, right? The Raiders have got to take Shedeur because you just got to make yourself relevant at this point, right? Half the game in the NFL is just being relevant, and having Shedeur in Vegas. The only other thing that's more pandemonium is him in Dallas. The only thing more pandemonium than him in Vegas is him in Dallas. Shedeur in Dallas, they're going to break the internet. It's going to break the internet. It's absolutely going to break the internet. Period. I can tell you that right now. It's going to break the internet. You're talking about something that's going to be trending for the next 48 hours? Shedeur to freaking Dallas Cowboys. It's breaking the internet, right? So those are, like, to me, I think for the Raiders, you got to make yourself relevant. You got to make yourself relevant. You got to make it an interesting factor, because I do believe that if you add a Shedeur with Brock Powers, you add Brock Powers, you give, because Cam Newton talks about it all the time. A young quarterback needs a run game, a tight end, and a pretty decent receiver. Of course, the O-line. We all know they need an O-line, so that's why I didn't say that, right? So, Shedeur, you got Brock Powers. That is a damn good weapon to have as a young quarterback. To have Brock Powers, right? You go get that guy. Maybe if a second-round pick, if the Arizona receiver's available, you go get him. You go find you a number one guy in the second round, right? Because receivers are starting to kind of drop off to the later rounds. So maybe in that second round, you go get you a speedy guy. Maybe you go get you who's coming out? I'm trying to think about who's coming out this year, receiver-wise. I mean, the Arizona kid probably going to be going the first round because you want a big target, right? Or you can go, trade for a big target or whatever, but you want to give Shedeur a big target. You want to give Shedeur somebody that can go get you the ball, can go make you a play downfield. That's what Shedeur needs to stretch the field. He needs a guy, and then you get him a speedy guy that he can just hit, right? Like, if you just do that and you kind of work it around, I think you can do something. And I'll say this: I think the Raiders will be more apt to letting Shador be Shador. I think the Raiders would be more apt and inclined to go to Shador and say, "Hey, what do you like to do? This is your rodeo. This is your show. What do you like to do? Where do you feel comfortable?" And those type of things, right? Like I think the Raiders will be more apt and open to that. I don't think any other team would do that for Shador. I don't think Brian Daboll would do that at the Giants. I damn sure don't think Dallas would do it unless they hire his dad, right? Like if Dallas brings in Bill Belichick is not going to ask Shador, "What do you like to do?" He's going to run what he feels is best for Shador and what's best for the team. Same thing with Brian Daboll. Even though Brian Daboll is a damn good play caller, I do like Brian Daboll. I wouldn't mind Brian in the Cowboys. I really wouldn't. I love his offensive play calling. But I think that's a good fit as well, right? So I think it's a good fit. I think it'll be a little uncomfortable for Shador because I think he'll ask him to do things that Shador isn't used to doing. But, you have those type of scenarios as well. So, it would really be how that team views Shador. Even though I think Cam Ward's the most rated quarterback, if I'm Cam Ward, I do not want to go to the Raiders. If I'm Cam Ward, I do not want to go to the Raiders because I don't have the buzz like Shador to really make that spot popping. Now, I think Cam Ward's a damn good quarterback, so he'll probably make it work. But I think him going to the New York Giants and already in that New York spotlight, and then when Cam Ward comes into his own and really balls out, I think it's just going to add to the mystique of Cam Ward. But with Shador, I think the spotlights get brought to him at Vegas, and then you make Vegas kind of a household name. You want to watch and see what Shador does and things like that. That's why I think it would be best for him to go to the Raiders and make the Raiders something relevant than going to New York and then having all the pressure of being the Giants. Cam played at Washington State, though, right? He did play at Washington State. Shador don't mess with those crackers with the Giants. Yeah, I think it's going to be a tough sell with that New York media. That New York media is different. That absolute New York media. Brady will have a lot of influence on the next QB of the Raiders. We'll see. We'll see. But again, I love a Colorado loss. Man, you just got my Sunday gonna taste much better with a Colorado loss. Lord have mercy. Thank Lord. That Colorado loss. I love a Colorado loss. Jesus, man, just does something. I feel like I can go to church tomorrow and enjoy the sermon. All right. But, man, listen, that's been my time, guys. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Listen, as always, until next time, you know what I'm going to do. I'm going to holler. God bless.